CSU President Dr. Tony Frank, and also the Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences, Dr. Lance Perryman, for a special presentation. Dr. Frank is a veterinarian who is a pathologist by training, who came to CSU initially as a junior faculty member and considers Steve to be one of his mentors. Dr. Perryman, also a pathologist, has served as Dean of the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences since 2001, and both have been steadfastly supportive and encouraging to Steve and the entire Animal Cancer Center in their leadership roles. So, Dr. Frank and Dr. Perryman.
Well, as was clearly captured beautifully in that video, it's clear that Dr. Withrow has inspired countless families. And because of that inspiration, they have chosen to include the Animal Cancer Center in their philanthropy. To date, more than 5,000 donors have made close to 12,000 gifts in support of the Animal Cancer Center. These gifts now total nearly $42 million. The Stephen J. We now have an opportunity to honor Dr. Withrow in an additional way. The Stephen J. Withrow Presidential Chair in Oncology, which will honor his legacy and provide endowed support for his life, dream, and work, the Animal Cancer Center, is on pace to become the university's very first presidential chair. As of this week, $4.6 million has been given toward the $6 million goal that will be needed to fully endow a presidential chair. This total includes gifts by 421 different donors, ranging in size from $25 to $2 million.
I am supposed to talk about the chair, but the last time you spoke, I think you referred to me as a new faculty member in diapers, if I'm remembering that right. So before I talk about the chair, maybe I thought there would be a couple other things I might say. But I can't decide where to start with them, really. I mean, there's your age. We could go there for one thing. The roast is coming up. The story that I would like to tell most, we won't tell till the next life, so we'll save that one. I could make fun of the fact that I'm pretty sure, I've counted these back up, I'm pretty sure I've funded 4 separate transition packages for you retiring from the university. Write more things down. That's part of what we do here. Actually, what I do want to say is that it's incredibly special when you meet someone who can change an organization. And Steve has done that with not just oncology and not just with clinical sciences and not just with the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. He's done it with Colorado State University. It's even more special when you run across someone who can change an entire profession. And Steve has done that as well. But it's a real gift when you run across someone who, through their talent, their passion, just their life, not only does those things, but makes everybody around them a better person. I love you, Steve. So now I will talk about the chair. The Stephen J. Withrow Chair in Oncology will represent the jewel in the crown of the Animal Cancer Center and the College of Veterinary Medicine and Biomedical Sciences. This is a college that has 12 endowed chairs and professorships, and 3 of those exist in the Animal Cancer Center. The Stewart Chair in Oncology, set up by E. Hadley Stewart Jr., has been held by Steve since 2001. The Barbara Cox Anthony University Chair in Oncology, established in 2002 by Ms. Anthony, currently held by Dr. Doug Tham, Head of Experimental Therapeutics at the Animal Cancer Center. And the Shipley Chair in Comparative Oncology, set up in 2010 by the Shipley Foundation, and a search is currently underway to fill this chair in translational oncology. The fourth of these chairs will be the Stephen J. Withrow Chair, and we have many people, as Dean Perryman said, to thank for that. Lead donors Harold and Kathy Rosen and Ted and Lori Venners, who started the Stephen J. Withrow Professorship in 2004. Nan Stewart and Eric Bagdadigan, and the Hadley and Marion Stewart Foundation, who made the lead $2 million gift to the presidential chair. Sophie and Derek Craighead and the Charles Engelhard Foundation for a $1 million pledge toward the chair. And as well, we thank the Morris Family Foundation, Herbert Allen, Brian King and Deborah Van Dyke King, Eva Knight, and former Dean and Interim CSU President, Dr. Robert Femister. To all of you and to every one of those donors that Dean Perryman mentioned who contributed to this chair, thank you.
So why a chair, you might ask? In addition to the seat that Steve will be sitting in for the rest of this afternoon and perhaps long into the evening during your roast, the President Chair will be held by the director of the Animal Cancer Center, whom we have carefully chosen as Dr. Rodney Page. As an endowment, it will ensure that the future leaders of the Animal Cancer Center will be those of such a caliber that they will mirror the vision, integrity, and passion that Steve Withrow has so gallantly demonstrated and modeled for all of us who've been privileged to work at Colorado State University. As a presidential chair, it will ensure that the director of the ACC will also have the resources that will prepare the Animal Cancer Center toward the next level of excellence. And now, with just a little bit of luck, President Frank and I will reveal the chair without excessively damaging the stage decorations here.
That is quite a chair. Thank you so much, Dr. Frank, Dr. Perryman, Dr. Hardy, for all your wonderful comments. And as promised earlier, we said that everyone who wanted to would get a chance to share their stories of Steve. And so to MC the roast and the toast, it is my pleasure to introduce Yola Kerpenstein, who completed his surgical oncology fellowship at the Animal Cancer Center in 1993. He's a longtime friend and colleague of Dr. Withrow, and I have many, many good stories about Yola and the office that we shared, but I will turn it over to him before I embarrass him further. Yola.
All right. Thank you very much. And as a matter of fact, young man, that one, will you come back to that chair, please? So he's already breaking all the rules. So before we start, I just want to hear a little bit of noise because all the neighbors were complaining that they didn't hear enough. And this center needs to be placed on the world radar, so let them hear that you're here. Excellent. See, now we're talking. We're going to have a party. We had all the serious stuff. Now we're going to have some fun together. It will be serious. It will be fun. I hope that everybody will come up and say something. We have about 10 hours, I think, so I hope you're comfortable. And one of those little things has a urine device in it. Yes. So just stay there. You don't have to walk around. It will be all okay. So before we start the real thing, I think I need to invite Rod on stage. He's going to start off, and then after he has done his little talk, I will tell you the rules, because the rules, of course, don't count for him. So Rod, please come on, and then we'll start. All right. He will give you the good example, and then we'll do it better. There we go.
Why don't you hold on to that? Well, so I'm so proud to be able to begin this roast and to provide an initial salute to Steve on this occasion. Yeah. There's a photograph in Steve's office of a man sitting in a canoe on a very wintry lake. There's no headwind, there's no current, there's no turbulence. He seems to be deciding which direction to point the canoe and start paddling. And thanks to Steve's vision and Steve's effort, the ACC is in a similar position. We can choose our own direction. Throughout the previous 3 to 4 decades, there's been probably way too many occasions when the future of the ACC required struggling against a heavy headwind, and any progress required hard paddling in turbulent waters. The direction of the growth was really dictated by limited and shrinking state and federal funding, and supported by the generous individual gifts from grateful clients. The current facilities that you see here today and that you saw hopefully firsthand today opened 10 years ago, primarily through the support of clients who were compelled to help sustain the highest quality of care. Today, the decisions about the direction and the future of the ACC are only limited by our imagination and the opportunities, thanks to Steve. There are important decisions that we will choose regarding which way we will go, which way we will point the canoe. The next level of program growth will probably include investments in current projects, current strengths, and selecting which areas we need to invest in. But I believe it will also require that we find ways to pay our good fortune forward, to ensure the founding values of the ACC are preserved. The core values such as extraordinary cancer care, honest, supportive mentorship, and translational discovery are as relevant today and tomorrow as they were 35 years ago when Steve and Ed Gillette began the ACC. Our responsibility will be to navigate the canoe through the rapidly changing pace of cancer biology and technology in a way that preserves all of these values and maintains the focus on our relationship with our patients and their families. On behalf of the hundreds of specialists, the thousands of students, tens of thousands of people and pets that have been touched and enriched by the ACC under Steve's leadership, we will always be grateful to the man who calmed the waters, calmed the wind, and who will continue to help us paddle on the smooth waters in the direction of our choosing. So I want everyone to raise a glass. Steve, may happiness pursue you and frequently find you. Should it lose you, may it be waiting ahead, clearing a path. Salute.
Cheers, everybody.